He's unselfish enough, he's wise enough that I think he can play any role that he needs to be, and we're kind of seeing that with this FaZe team. He switched it up, him and Clayster, but they've both kind of found a home now, and I think they both feel pretty comfortable.
Anyone who was around at my first event has been around for a very long time. Yeah, experience is kind of an understatement with Enable. You see he's going to take the drone, just kind of hitting the back wall right on the side.
He's waiting for this player to get forward. Now, unfortunately, Clayster runs right by. So that's going to cue Enable here. I think he's a little bit in trouble. He's not going to be able to just sit here and jockey. Yeah, he is going to move back. He's got a second player to cover him, though. That's going to be Zuma. Is Zuma going to realize there is a player from behind? He does. He's going to challenge. And now, just get the 1 point. This is a safe toss. And now pushing from the... Doesn't make it. Is that actually going to turn into 2 potentially? Because look at Clayster coming around the back. This might actually pay off. He's going to be able to grab 1, but not before it gets off. If he connected his shots a little bit better there, might have been able to shut that down and potentially get 1.
Yeah, Man of War, pretty difficult to shoot flying through the air like that. And even for Enable getting a chance to knock down a 1-point throw, pretty impressive. It didn't look like they were going to be able to get anything out of it, but it's going to be 2 dead. And look at the position of that player all the way up on glass for FaZe. Actually, going through bottom broken. He's going to be the lead blocker for this team. It's going to be Zuma. It's going to be able to get 1. And that should really open things up for Attach to get a 2-point play. Fantastic job by Zuma. Get pushed all the way up into the base. And you see Attach winning a gunfight after scoring that. He's only going to be 350 away from the Lightning. So let's see if he plays for these streaks. I don't think they're too important on Breach.
You're okay right now if you're Complexity, though. 4-0 isn't that bad on this side, I think. Like a 4-point lead.
You just can't let it get out of control.
Don't let it get any further than this, though. I think you can survive 4 points. I just think you have to try to hold it here. The good thing is there's only about 2 minutes left, so if you can play some good base defense, you'll be looking all right, but that is not what's happening here. Is one player getting aggressive forward. That's going to be Attach. He's going to be calling in the HC, which is actually going to kind of act as a lead blocker there. He's going to pass it back, turn, try to pick one up. Enable still has it, though. Able to drop there in the bottom green before getting picked off. He has camo as well. This should be a dunk. Activates it, able to flush it through. 6-0 lead, and now with 90 seconds left, things getting a little more scary, I think, right now for Complexity.
And that's a perfect use of camo, right? You know, you have only 1 lead blocker. You're going up against two or three players. Guarantees the dunk in that situation. Ricky trying to get off a 1-point throw, and it goes right over the top of the goal. You see Zuma picking up 2. It's going to clear out his base, and it's actually 1 player snuck by underneath in lab. Who's this? It's going to be Parasite. He's going to try and put an end to this FaZe push, and does a nice job getting 1 mid-map. Going to thwart it a little bit, but 2 players pushed deep into the Complexity base. Not good for Complexity. You see Attach putting down some shaky shots, finally able to finish off Miracles, but this should at least be a 1-point throw, and you actually see Nameless and Ricky picking up 2 big kills, so that's going to stop the push.
A counter here. Parasite's going to push forward. Hell, he would have grabbed the drone. He might have been able to give himself a 1-point toss.
The base is wide open.
He would have had a 1-point toss because his positioning spawns them in Palace. They end up spawning kind of what bottom AC in Palace because of where he is. They have to know he's behind. They know there's a player that's not going to be able to play defense, so they say, screw it. We're going to grab the drone and go forward. So Parasite actually kind of gives them a favorable spawn, and this is going to end up being points. I think Parasite should just grab the drone and hit a 1-point shot.
He has 1-point toss easy. I mean, I think he's waiting for a teammate to get pushed up, and he's like going to be the guy who's going to slay out.
You cannot.
There's nobody there.
You cannot get in an aggressive position
be another 2-point play
unless you're doing something. You have to be picking up kills or doing something.
Attach,
all you're doing,
just wait to the final seconds to put the sand.
You're spawning them at mid-map, basically. You're spawning them at drone.
Attach waits till the final seconds to put that in. Let's play set up mid-map. It's going to be a 10-0 first half in favor of FaZe, and you know, that's probably a situation Parasite would like to have back, because that takes, what's the score at the time? It's actually 6-0, right? Could have potentially been 6-1, but they get those 4 extra points because of that play.
The difference between when Zuma was in an aggressive position versus Parasite is his team was also pushing. So like he's picking up kills, him spawning them out isn't that big of a deal because they have drone control and they're getting forward. Parasite getting in that position with 0 control just ends up biting.
Yep. It's not the best of plays there, but Parasite usually a player who always kind of makes the right decision. A little bit shocking. Obviously, we have the ability to see the minimap in X-ray. We're able to tell that there's nobody there. He probably thought that player's rotated from Palace all the way back, and he's going to see Attach picking up 2 here. It's going to be answered by 2 kills in favor of Complexity. Make it 3.
What?
Attach,
that player
though,
must
able
have
to
been
take out the drone carrier.
Still going.
He's still on. Attach is on fire. He has full streaks. It's going to be even harder for Complexity to make this comeback.
I want him to pop that heat wave so badly. All right, but yeah, like you said, he's got full streaks. I'm going to go back to Attach. I know we've been focusing a lot on FaZe this game, but it's hard not to when it's a 10-0 score. He gets EMP'd as he's trying to call in something. Going to shut that down, but now he's going to use the HC car. Doesn't check his close left. He runs right by 1 player. Makes it easy for that to be cleaned up.
Complexity wants to make the comeback. They're going to have to get aggressive play over on glass side, get control of the drone, and get into the base. And in terms of abilities, I'll cycle through them, see what they have at this moment in time. We see Ricky, though, hitting that wall run with the drone. His teammates all drop. Miracles actually comes up with a big kill from behind.
Oh, I thought he missed.
They're going to get a one-point throw. So Miracles has to use his kinetic to even make that possible. Nameless about to come up on a scythe, it looks like, so he should have that. They could potentially use
Zuma
that to get forward. And Parasite has
Shocker.
his camo, so they do have some abilities on the side of Complexity to make open up the map a little bit, make some things happen. It's just a how and when they're going to use them.
And see the difference there, you know, he gets in a strong position and flanks through and comes right back to drone and helps out. Ends up making a difference there, but you know, at the same time, if Complexity was able to grab that drone and get forward, it might end up punishing them as well. But
he was trying to pass that and his teammate fell up top.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a fortunate scenario there for Zuma. Kind of reminds me of watching a 30 for 30 with Reggie Miller last night, and when he scored those 8 points in like 30 seconds, and the guy fell on an inbounds pass. One of the craziest plays ever.
Absolutely absurd. Yeah, I feel like he had a couple moments like that that were just like defied all reasoning and logic with come behind wins. And oh my God,
Parasite was going to challenge channel his inner Reggie Miller there and go for that. And he actually gets cut down. He calls in camo at the worst time possible. That is just unfortunate timing there for Parasite.
That's probably the best weapon to deal with camo, because you just spray it everywhere.
Well, they actually saw
stuff.
him call in his camo. It wasn't like he was already fully camo. They saw him call it in. And they're just holding drone over here and letting players just run at Zuma.
Well, I mean, right now too, time is on your side.
Well, they're able to take him out. But you see players just kind of flooding over by cages. Zuma's going to have one player win a gunfight. It's going to be Clayster.
He needs to get in the camo range.
Yep, here it is. Oh, and I believe he gets Heat Wave. So
the second best weapon against camo.
Yeah.
A Heat Wave.
A big play right there by Ricky as he's going to take the drone down brick side, but look at this, Zuma.
And it goes off. Does it go off? That's such a nice play, because there were still players up advancing there. If it stays on the map, not as effective. We saw it's even bigger.
So frustrating to play against.
It's even bigger in CTF though. Getting those kills as player trying to cross there for the reset, but nice job there, seeing it effective in uplink as well. But pressure coming forward now. Clayster, kinetic pop, should be a dunk. I think he gets one there actually as he gets taken out. And you see why kinetic is not as good as camo in that type of position, because you can still take out that player pretty quickly with some nice shots.
He has camo that's a dunk.
Oh yeah.
You see Enable getting the top AC. He's going to win one gunfight. You have Nameless playing in that corner, watching his back. He's going to be able to take him out and attach on drone spawn. He's going to drop, but Maven, minute 20 left. It's 11-1 in favor of FaZe Clan. This doesn't look good for Complexity.
Well,
and it's really just been the second half, I think, for them.
Well, it was that first side too, and the fact that they had to keep it close, and they didn't. I mean, it was 10-0. You have to keep it close. It wasn't close at all. You don't really give yourself a chance.
Well, in the second half, if they're able to get mid-map control, they're able to make something happen, and you just haven't seen them set up. It just seems like really fast-paced, like frenetic out of the side of Complexity.
It shouldn't be tied 1-1 after the switch.
No, and I don't know if you kind of credit that to Attach and Zuma doing a really nice job, just really like forcing the issue. Like, look at how fast-paced those guys are playing. Zuma coming on the flanks constantly. Or if you kind of say it's Complexity playing a little bit slower, Enable just does somebody dirty there, throws the drone right at Miracles. Miracles drops and just tosses it right back. And
meanwhile, Clayster on an 8 streak. I haven't really been paying attention to that because the game's been over for quite some time, but he is going to end up falling as soon as I look at him.
He's been practicing his wall running, though. The Clayster of last week would have just fell off the map there.
That's true. He's been working on his movement, apparently. 10 seconds left. 14-1 advantage. A dominating performance here, and this is what we saw yesterday in the series versus TK. I believe they lost the hard point. They then bounced back. Wait, did they go down 2-0? No, I think they won the S&D, and they won the S&D, won the uplink. Then TK took the CTF. They went to a game 5. So this series actually feeling quite a bit like that one. If Complexity can take this CTF, which I think is the game mode you thought they probably had a chance.
They had their best chance. Well, if I would have picked at the beginning of the series, the respawn.